Okay, that's better. Can you guys hear me now? Yeah? Okay, I'm going to be your host, Rianne Deering. And this year, I'm going to have a little helper with me. So to warm up, our helper is Miss Lindsay Newmiller. She's going to help today, help me host. So today we're going to warm up with you guys. You guys are going to be our opening act. So we are going to ask some questions. So the first question is, whose first feast is this? Your first feast? Oh, we got a few hands. Hello, welcome. Can we get this mic to work? First feast ever. Sorry. Yeah, same ones. They knew. They understood. You were the only one.
No, she didn't understand. She raised her hand.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, this ain't your first feast.
So whose first feast is it here? Oh, a lot of people. Have we had fun so far, guys? Is this a new experience for you guys? Yeah? No, not really? You guys couldn't be any more enthusiastic about that answer right now. All right. So if it's your first feast, go ahead and raise your hands one more time for me. And we're going to see where you get your hand down, Skip. And we're going to see where you guys are from really quick. So if you want to head on over and see where they're from.
I'm Destiny. I'm from Tennessee.
Hello, Miss Destiny from Tennessee, Kentucky's neighbor. All right.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm from Memphis.
From Memphis, Tennessee. Ooh, a lot of Tennessee people. Hello. Who else? Don't be shy now. I saw hands earlier. Get those hands up. We need to know who you are. No, it is not his first time. You better walk past him.
Okay, who else? Anyone over here?
Right there and right behind you.
Hi, I'm Lindsay, and I'm from an hour north of Seattle, Washington.
Woo! Man, did you drive or fly? You flew? Took the cheap way, huh? Yeah, I see you. All right, who else do we got?
Right here? Oh, yeah.
My name is KP, and I am from Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Kentucky girl. Hello. Right behind you.
Norman Bunch, Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Hello. So we got a lot of Kentucky and Tennessee new members. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic first Feast of Tabernacles. We are so pleased to see you guys here this year, and thank you for letting me embarrass you really quick on where you're from and stuff. So now I want to know who has been going to Feast for the longest. So who's been going for 30 years? Gosh, you guys are, wow. Okay, 40. The hands aren't going down. Let's do 50.
Wow.
Wow, 60. Woo, look at that. Can you go over to Miss Linda Benton, look at you. You shocking. She's about to come to you. We want to know how long. We want to know how long you've been coming to the feast.
Give us the lowdown.
Okay. My first feast was in Big Sandy when I had just after my first birthday, and I've missed one. So this is my 65th feast.
Congratulations. Wow. All right, and I'm just gonna have like 2 more questions, then we're gonna start the show, I promise, I promise. So if I haven't called on you yet, you're close to getting by. So I just recently got engaged, and so thank you. Thanks. So I want to know who has been married the longest because I need some advice. How not to murder, you know. No, I'm just joking. So who has been married for 25 years? Well, you know what? I just want to know, okay? Okay, let's go to 45. 60. We got 2. 65. 65? Oh, no. 70? 64. Anybody higher than 64? No? Sold! All right, guys, so I need to know your secrets. So you, he said no.
Yeah, we need the woman. The woman. Do you want it? Do you want to talk? 64, huh? You don't want to. That's okay.
He didn't say it very loud, but he said, "My secret is yes, dear."
You hear that? He heard it. Right here?
Front. Yeah.
He's front row, so I can keep an eye on him. We got a volunteer here, guys. Volunteer for some advice.
Okay, this is sage advice. There's only 2 rules. Rule number 1, keep mama happy. Rule number 2, refer back to rule number 1.
I like that. All right, thank you everyone for participating with me. Thank you for being an awesome act. Now we are going to get to the individual acts. So first up, we are going to have Miss Cynthia Saladin, and she is going to be giving us a video presentation.
Okay, so I get to start you all off tonight. Are you ready to have some fun? That was pretty good, but I don't think that Michael heard you over there. Maybe a little bit louder. Are you ready to have some fun? All right, I have a short video clip for you tonight. Now, it is a clip of a flour bomb, a wheat flour bomb going off. That's not the important part. The important part is the laughter at the end, because laughter is contagious. And if you start hearing laughter, it makes you laugh, okay? So when you listen to this clip, I want you to tell me who it is that's doing the laughing. You ready? Okay, Chris. Okay, so Erica, who is that? Our goal tonight is to make sure that we hear Michael laugh like that after every act. Are you ready? Okay.
His whole family laughs like that, just so you know. They have different vocal cords for it, though. Next, we are going to have Miss Peggy Hunter. She's going to be reading a poem, 2 poems actually, and they were personally written. The first one's going to be Connected, and the second one is going to be Weeds. There you go. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Wake up. think I surprised her.
Connected. Are you connected? To what or who are you connected to? How much are you connected? Does your connection work for you? If you look around at the world today and watch the people as they go by, most have some kind of device in their hands which can be used to connect to save his life. God said not to make any idols, nor should we bow down to them. And idols is anything we may worship, anything we set before him. If we could not have our devices by our side, how will we be able to cope? How much do we depend on them? In what capacity or scope? Are we connected to our Lord? As much as we're connected to our devices, we should become less connected to them and more connected to living Christ's life. Devices are good, don't get me wrong. There's much good they can do. Do not let them take over your life and take you away from God too. Weeds. Are you a flower or a weed? Do you know what they both need? A flower needs nourishment and much care, but a weed can grow most anywhere. Flowers are pretty, we like to view. You plant, nourish, and water them too. We are God's flowers. We want him to reap. We grow in spirit when we are planted deep. A weed is a plant that is not desired. In your garden, it does not inspire. It will invade your garden and choke it out, which causes you to take another route. You may dig them up, but they come right back. You never get them out of the patch. They are strong, they dig right in. It is the same way with sin. When we let sin in, it will grow and grow until there is faith no more. Let's dig out sin as we dig out weeds, because they both will impede. Sin will choke the spirit like a weed and cause your growth to cease indeed. Be a flower planted deep in God's spirit, where we are welcome and he wants us to remain near it.
That was beautiful. I don't think I could have written something as beautiful as that. Next on our list, we have a group of young ladies who would like to perform a Bible play skit for us, and it's Brenna McCulley and Friends. A lot of friends.
Jesus bade his disciples get into their boats and go ahead of him to Bethsaida. When evening came, the boat was in the middle of the lake, and Jesus was alone on land. He saw the disciples straining at the oars because the wind was against them. Jesus went out to the disciples walking on the water. They were afraid. Peter got out of the boat to walk to Jesus, but when he saw the wind, he was afraid. He began to sink, but Jesus helped him. When they climbed back into the boat, the wind stopped. The men worshiped Jesus. He was the true Son of God.
Lion in the
One of the things that makes this feast site so great is all the youth getting together and actually performing with each other and getting to meet each other. And seeing their creativity grow year after year is really, truly a privilege that I've gotten to see. So thank you guys for putting so much effort and creativity into this feast. All right, so next on our list is very talented group of musicians. It's Randall Holcomb and Miss Diane Garrett, and they sing and play guitar, and I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly. It's Hine Matov, and it's Behold How Good. So.
We have a few people who were going to come up and join us and do some Hebrew dancing along the floor. That could be actually anybody, but I think Cindy and her daughter and Shayla is going to come up here. And all those people that I talked to, come on up. Come on, you're going to just come like here. And I'm going to show you what to do.
Hello. All right, this song is in Hebrew music stand. Yeah.
Yeah, we need one.
Oh, we're getting fancy.
You're going to turn around and face, you're going to have to turn and face me. You're not going to be able to see what to do. You can hold hands or you can not hold hands. We're going to have an intro.
Whoa.
Where's the girl? Where is she? The girl that was up here with us earlier? Stand. Come on up here. The singer girl. Come on.
All right, this is from Psalms 133. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to dwell together in unity. And this is in Hebrew and English. Tovu manayim shevet akim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet akim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, la 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 la. Hine ma tov, la 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 la. Behold, behold how good and how pleasant it is for brothers to dwell together. Behold how good and how pleasant it is for sisters to dwell together in unity, in
I love how enthusiastic people get about God. And I feel like dancing is one way to express yourself, and I love that they express themselves through dance sometimes. So thank you guys for coming up and dancing with her so much. At this time, she doesn't know it, but I need Jessica Garrett to walk up on the stage. She shook her head. I need Jessica Garrett to get up on the stage. Can we give her a round of applause, people? Her generous daughters just wanted to hear her beautiful voice sing their favorite song. So today, we're going to have Miss Jessica Garrett sing Let It Go by Frozen, because she sang it so good last year, guys.
I hate y'all. I hate everybody. Just know that.
I wasn't part of
everybody.
this. I wasn't part of this.
The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried. Don't let them in, don't let them see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Well, let it know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold me back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. Cold never bothered me anyway. It's funny how some distance makes everything seem small. And the fears that once controlled me can't get to me at all. It's time to see what I can do to test the limits and break through. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free. Let it go, let it go.
Absolutely amazing. What do you think, Ansley? Was it good? She approves. All right. So next on our list, and he actually knows he's coming up here, is Mr. Jim Bird. And he is going to be singing Home is Where the Heart Is, accompanied by his guitar.
I guess we'll go to the other extreme. This is a serious song. Nobody leave the building. This is fine right here, I think. I'm gonna do one of these. I don't want to just stand up here. It takes away from the song somewhat, and I need all the help I can get. This is I like to tell a little bit about the song that I'm going to perform. It helps get the audience involved, if nothing else, in their heads. But it is a lovely song, maybe a ballad. It's almost a love song, except you can sing this song to your dad, your mom, your brothers, your sisters, your girlfriend. But it's just a lovely song that's, you might say, an all-occasion song. So, let's see what happens. Oh, get my knife and fork. Home is where the heart is, and my heart is anywhere you are, anywhere you are is home. I don't want a mansion on a hill that overlooks the sea, anywhere you are is home to me. I guess I'll always be a rolling stone that won't amount to much, but everything that I hold dear is close enough to touch. Home is where the heart is, and my heart is anywhere you are, anywhere you are is home, sweet home. I guess I'll always be a rolling stone that won't amount to much, but everything that I hold dear is close enough to touch. Home is where the heart is, and my heart is anywhere you are, anywhere you are is home, sweet home. Thank you. God bless you.
Mr. Bird always does a wonderful job. Every year. We appreciate every time he comes up here. Next on our wonderful list is Jaden Bernala. Did I say that correctly? I might not have. She's going to be singing Wayfaring Stranger. There she is. There you are. I was like, did I make this up?
Yes, you did definitely get my last name wrong. My last name is actually pronounced Vernala, and I will be singing Wayfaring Stranger. I love this song personally, and last year, if you guys were at the Echo Bluff in Missouri for the feast, you guys would know Tom Potts. And me and my family sang this song with him last year, but he can't be with us this year because his mom is in the hospital. So this one is for you, Tom. And I sing a little bit differently from other people. This is going to be all a cappella. So please don't leave. I'm a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of woe. Yet there's no sickness, toll, or danger in that bright world to which I go. I'm going there to see my Father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I know dark clouds will gather round me. I know my way is rough and steep, yet beauteous feels like just before me, where God's redeemed their vigils keep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd need me when I come. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home.
All right, so next up on our list is Mr. Jonathan Saladin. He's going to be doing Shakespeare's Three Little Pigs.
Okay, so for a little bit of a clarification. They say that the average American today has a working vocabulary of 2,000 to 3,000 words. In contrast, Shakespeare had a working vocabulary of 54,000 words. So, theoretically, back in his day, we would have smaller vocabularies than perhaps young children. Which makes you wonder, what did the fairy tales sound like? So this would be Shakespeare's Triune Tale of Diminutive Swine. In time past, though not long ago, there lived pigs, in number 3, in stature small, who being of an age both entitled and inspired to seek their fortune, did set about to do thusly. When they had traveled a distance, pig numbered first spake. Hearken, brethren, heed this tempestuous realm. Tarry we long from hearth and home, we shall fare, I fear, not well. And so, being collectively agreed but individually impelled, the diminutive swine set out to erect for himself an abode. Pig number 1 did construct his house from straw. Pig number 2 did likewise, though not from straw, rather from sticks. Meanwhile, unique in his imaginings, pig number 3 did erect as his domicile stalwart and garish, a structure made from brick entirely. Soon there happened along, as is the case with protagonist pig or red-hooded child, a wolf. Carnivorous nature in full season, he called out to the straw-ensconced swine, saying, "Pray thee, little pigs, grant me entrance." But pig 1 recalled with sage foreboding that he is mad who trusts in the tameness of a belly-pinched wolf, and responded immediately, "Nay, it shall not be, yea, not by wit or whisker jowl." Prepared for this most expected response, the wolf replied immediately, "Then steel thyself, little pig. Forthwith shall I endeavor, by employing means both huffing and puffing, to dismantle yon flaxen fortress." Whereupon there issued forth from the wolf an exhale of gale proportions that quickly rendered straw hovel to dregs and dross, and carried aloft piglet and shattered quarters both. Exposed now to claw and fang, piglet 1 made haste, wolf in pursuit, to the stick-festooned sanctum of peccary secondary. Pig number 2. Causing pig 2 to cry out in dismay, "Well, this knots my knickers! The marshalling of feral wolf to my doorstep is nowhere among those endeavors congeniable or amenable." "1,000 pardons," squealed 1. "'Twould seem the beast's maimful breath has purged me of home and sound judgment alike." The mighty maelstrom of the wolf's exhale splattered second swine's shack and shortened his sanctimonious scolding simultaneously. "Lo, and behold," screamed 2, "stand we now among wooden wreckage, tremulous and vulnerable, with nary a strategy for eschewing the canine devourer looming in deadly proximity." "Strategy?" responded 1, "while 'tis noble to contemplate tactical particularities, pressed as we are with the time constraints, forbidding detailed strategic analysis, I would urge we run." Me, 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 me. Whether by their own fleet-footed competence or the wolf's winless attitude, the diminutive swine arrived at their ultimate kindred's neighbor's inexpugnable brick ingress unscathed. Upon the third pig's door with urgent hooves they pounded, calling out, "Unbar this entrance, and with haste we beseech thee." The third pig hailed from the American colonies, and possessing a vocabulary substantially less robust than his impromptu visitors, replied, "Say what?" "Seek we sanctuary," they implored on the verge of hysteria, "lest we fall forthwith to the ravenous appetency of yonder approaching carnivore." Still confounded by their importunate words, pig 3 did render ajar his portal, whereupon 1 and 2 spilled through and collapsed beyond the threshold, enervated. "So y'all just want to come in?" You could have said that. The sinister hiss of the wolf could once again be heard outside. "Pray thee, little pigs, grant me entrance." "The wolf!" screamed 1 and 2. "Wolf," said 3. "What you suppose he wants?" "He seeks to gain purchase within. Indeed, he would occupy this very alcove were he but afforded the merest meager of opportunities." "Right. I'm just going to go ask him what he wants." "Under no circumstances," squealed 2, flinging himself bodily against the portal. "There is naught to be gained accosting external opponents save our own immediate demise." "What did you say about my mama?" House and occupants were again engulfed in a malevolent blast of wolfish wind. The foundation shook, the frame rattled, and lo, to the astonished eyes of piglet and encroaching scoundrel alike, stood the third pig's lodging undaunted. Good news for you pig fans. Aghast and dismayed, pig 2 queried of 3,
How does, against such relentless and torrential onslaught, this domicile endure? Pig 3, puffed out chest, tapped a hoof to the hearth and responded, "It's American made."
I feel like with the English language, we learn a new word every single day, and I think I just learned 20 in that, so thank you. Thank you so much. So next on our fun show list, we are going to be graced with a son and father act, and they are Jay and Jacob Ellis, and it's an original praise song that they wrote, and it's called Put on Love. We had to make a throne really quick, guys. I'm sorry. Give us 1 second. All right, anybody want a joke? Okay, let's do a joke. So, like I said, I got engaged, so I guess I could do a wedding joke real quick. So this little girl was at a wedding for the very first time, and she asked her mom, "Why do brides wear white?" And the mom said, "Well, because it's the happiest day of her life, so she wants to wear white." And the little girl looked at her and she goes, "Then why is the groom wearing black?" See, I could do it sometimes. I could be funny sometimes, guys. All right. I am engaged, surprisingly. He took me. All right. And he's coming back. We got him back. He's on his way. Yay! Did you get it? See, the first part was a disappearing act for him. So.
Check one. All right. Probably bring it. Jacob, get over here. All right. Nothing like being prepared. So this is Jacob, 1 out of 2. Jude is still sick. We've had strep at the feast, which is the first for us, so I'm trying to stay positive. Smile. This is called Put on Love, an original song. And so here we go. start that again. We were called out of this world and chosen to be free from the bonds of deception caused by our enemy. But the nature of our mind must daily be renewed with the help of His Spirit. There's something we must do. Put on compassion and kindness, put on gentleness and humility, and put on patience. Set your mind on things above, and most of all, put on love. We are blessed with the wisdom of God's eternal plan, but knowledge without action will surely never stand. These old clothes must be replaced with linens of pure white. By the power within us, we must choose what is right. Put on compassion and kindness, put on gentleness and humility, put on patience. Set your mind on things above, and most of all, put on love. So let's put off the old man and the fleshly desires. Put on Christ our Savior, and let's never grow tired. Give no place to the devil in bitterness or strife, and forgive one another in our hearts and our minds. Put on compassion and kindness, put on gentleness and humility, put on patience. Set your mind on things above, and most of all, put on love. Die daily to the old man. Set your mind on things above, and most of all, put on love. Put on love. Put on love.
Absolutely wonderful. Is that song on Spotify? Can I download it? Is that song on Spotify? Can I download it? Did you get it? Yeah? All right. So next on our list, we are going to have Miss Kelsey. She didn't give me her last name. So Miss Kelsey, it's kind of like Prince and Cher. Gotcha. She's going to be singing for us, and the name of the song is going to be Worn.
redemption win, and help me know the struggle ends. You can mend a heart that's frail and torn. I wanna know a song can rise from the ashes of a broken life, and all that's dead inside can be reborn. Though I'm worn. And I know I need to lift my eyes up, but I'm too weak. Life just won't let up, but I know that you can give me rest. So I cry out with all that I have left. Let me see redemption win, and help me know the struggle ends. That you can mend a heart that's frail and torn. I wanna know a song can rise from the ashes of a broken life, and all that's dead inside can be reborn. Though I'm worn, my prayers are wearing thin, and I'm worn even before the day begins. And I'm worn, I've lost my will to fight. And I'm worn, so heaven come and flood my eyes. Let me know redemption win, and help me know the struggle ends. You can mend a heart that's frail and torn. I wanna know a song can rise from the ashes of a broken life, and all that's dead inside can be reborn. Yes, all that's dead inside will be reborn. Though I'm worn, I'm worn.
So good. We've had so much talent here tonight, and it just keeps getting better and better. I absolutely love it so much. Next on our list, we have two young ones, Miss Ariel Morgan and Riker Morgan, and they're going to be singing Joy by King Country. You're going to go in the middle one.
Lately I've been really watching the nightly news. Don't seem to find a rhythm, just wanna sing the blues. Feels like
That
the
should
song
never stop.
feels like it's never gonna.
Gotta get that fire back in my bones before my heart turns into stone. Somebody please pass the megaphone.
I'll shout
Right on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. I'm singing to the sky. Give me strength to raise my voice. Let me testify. Oh, hear my prayer tonight. This is do or die. I'm the time to make a choice. I choose joy. When will be say joy, joy, joy in my heart. Can't get that close right. Say, bum, bum, bum. Stop. Stop. It ain't funny. You're not close to it. Stop. There's joy. I'm stepping into the light. Choose joy. Let move you. Let it move you. Don't let it move you. Joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. I need that joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay.
It takes a lot of courage to get up here, especially at that age. So let's give them a round of another applause. Andy just lost a tooth. Wow. All right. Oh, okay. Well, congratulations, Riker, on a new adult tooth. Next on our list, we have Todd and Regina Durstein, and they are going to be playing Beauty and the Beast. Beautiful, right? They haven't even played yet, and you guys are already awed.
Do we have any union musicians out there?
My contract does not allow me to hold a flashlight, so I had to hire somebody from Madison, Wisconsin. And next year, I'm going to hire somebody that can set up my chair.
Oh, the microphone, yes. Where is it?
You're going to need a mic.
I can't move.
Oh.
I can move, but I fall off the stage.
This one?
Thank you.
This looks like it's permanently attached.
Thank you. No, I'm good. I won't fall off. Sit down and play. Come on. We can sit. We're good.
Yeah.
Tale as old as time, true as it can be. Barely even friends, then somebody bends unexpectedly.
Just a little change, small to say the least.
Both a little scared, neither one prepared. Beauty and the Beast.
Never just the same,
Ever a surprise, ever as before, ever just as sure as the sun will rise. just the same, ever a surprise, ever as before, ever just as sure as the sun will rise. Tale as old as time, tune as old as song, bittersweet and strange, finding you can change, learning you were wrong. Certain as the sun, certain as the sun, rising in the east, tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, beauty and the beast, tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme, beauty and the beast. Beauty and the beast.
All right. Next on our list, we have Miss Heather Poma, and she is going to be singing for us the Hammer Holds.
I'm not very good with these things, so I'm just going to hold it, if that's all right with y'all. So I got to tell you a little bit about this song. I'm singing this song for Aggie Jacques, even though she's not here. She couldn't make it tonight. But this song is by Beepo Norman, and it's a little bit of an odd song, so I feel like I have to tell you the story about it, okay? The story of this song is a story of a piece of steel as it changes from being just a random piece of steel that gets formed in a fire and becomes a nail. And it's still trying to figure out, what is it exactly that I'm supposed to do? What is my purpose? And it becomes a nail that's used on the cross. And this song to me talks about those times in our lives when we have no idea, why do we have to go through this pain? Why do we have to go through this suffering? But we know that God has a bigger purpose for our pain. So that's what this song reminds me of, and I'd be happy to share it with you. A shapeless piece of steel, that's all I claim to be. This hammer pounds to give me form, this flame, it melts my dreams. I glow with fire and fury as I'm twisted like a vine. My final shape, my final form, I'm sure I'm bound to find. So dream a little dream for me in hopes that I'll remain. And cry a little cry for me so I can bear the flames. hurt a little, hurt for me. My future is untold. But my dreams are not the issue here for thee. The hammer holds the water, it cools me gray. The hurt subdued somehow. I have my shape, this sharpened point. What is my purpose now? The question, it still remains. What am I to be? Perhaps some perfect piece of art displayed for all to see. So dream a little dream for me in hopes that I'll remain, and cry a little cry for me so I can bear the flames, and hurt a little hurt for me. My future is untold, but my dreams are not the issue here for thee. The hammer holds. And the hammer pounds again, but flames I do not feel. This force which drives me helplessly through flesh and wood reveals a burn that burns much deeper. It's more than I can stand. The reason for my life is to take the life of a guiltless man. So dream a little dream for me in hopes that I'll remain, and cry a little cry for me so I can bear the pain, and hurt a little hurt for me. My future is so bold, but my dreams are not the issue here for thee. The hammer holds. This path before me may seem unclear, but it my maker knows.
All right. So I was told to make a quick announcement really quick. Oh, now you can hear me. I'm sorry. I was told to make a quick announcement really quick. These nice lime green sheets are for those that are going to Kentucky Shores tomorrow. Any family members, one per family, needs to take this with you so that other people that aren't in our church try and get the discount, because the owner's kind of worried about that. So if you're going to Kentucky Shores tomorrow, pick up one of these, one per family, and take it with you. Thank you. And that was that. That's my talent. Next up on our list, we're going to have Miss Denisha Faust, and she's going to be singing You Are Worthy.
put your hands together, yeah. Come on and put your hands together. Okay. Yeah, Lord. Yeah, Lord. Come on and put your hands together, yeah. Come on and put your hands together. And help me say, Lord, you are worthy. You are awesome and you're true. We give you the glory. Yes, we
She didn't even practice that. She came up to me last minute asking to sing that, which is awesome. She had like a list of songs, and she was like, that one's good, sing that. All right, next on our list, we have Mr. Tom Nickel, and he is going to be giving a comic story to us, 2 of them actually. The first one is going to be called Let Me Demonstrate, and the second one is going to be The Traffic Light.
Thank you, and good evening, everybody. You know, we've just gotten past the season of county fairs and state fairs. I'm sure at least a few of you went to one of those before you came to the feast. And if you ever want to take the pulse of the American free enterprise system, there is no better place to do so than a county or a state fair. Get to the fairgrounds, wander around for a few minutes, and before long, you are almost certain to find people trying to sell you anything and everything in sight. About the year 1940, a very talented gentleman named David Fulmer wrote a comic spiel, which I am now about to recreate, about something he witnessed at one of these county fairs. He was a salesman trying to sell an electrical appliance, and he must have been extraordinarily effective because, as Mr. Fulmer described it, he was selling his items right, left, and center. He went through his spiel for about an hour at least, must have gone through it at least a dozen times. Apparently, he never took a breath. I'm certain he never changed his inflection. He was selling right, left, and center. He had them all mesmerized. Mr. Fulmer reported that if he had stayed there another 5 minutes, he probably would have bought one of the silly things himself, but he didn't. Now, I'm not much of an impressionist, but this story is so good, I simply have to share it with you. Now, what this man did was he stood up and started drawing a crowd of whom by saying, "All right, now, friends, if you'll gather around a little bit closer, let me take a moment or two of your time to talk to you all about a subject which I know touches you all very deeply. Now, friends, I represent the Punxsutawney Manufacturing Company of Oswego, Michigan, a division of the Wishy-Washy Washing Machine Company of Walla Walla, Washington, manufacturers of the very finest in the home appliance line since 1902. Now, friends, it would be an insult to your intelligence, such as it may be, for me to stand here and try to tell you what a vacuum cleaner is, because I know full well, dear friends, that most, if not all of you, have such a cleaner in your homes at the present time, and have ever since you can remember. I mean, they're a staple of the modern American household, right? Ah, but friends, I do not represent just a vacuum cleaner, no sirree Bob. I represent, as I've said, the Punxsutawney Manufacturing Company of Oswego, Michigan, a division of the Wishy-Washy Washing Machine Company of Walla Walla, Washington, manufacturers of the very first all electrically powered, super powered vacuum cleaner, the Bomatic vacuum cleaner, the vacuum cleaner with all the features you could ever possibly want or need, not the least of which is its sleek design, a fine addition to any household, as I'm sure you ladies will agree. Now, friends, let me take a few moments to demonstrate some of the engineering principles and operating procedures that have put the Bomatic so very far ahead of its competitors. First of all, you will no doubt notice the unique double hose arrangement. Now, the first hose over here on the left is the hose, while the other, as you probably already guessed, is the hose. Very useful for spraying trees, shrubs, or even painting a wall or two. So, my friends, as you can see, it is just as simple as and picks up the rug and puts it right under the rug, picks up the dirt and puts it right under the rug where the politicians want it, don't you know? Now, this very double action feature has prompted many of our satisfied users to suggest to the Punxsutawney Manufacturing Company that the Bomatic be renamed the Omatic. However, for obvious reasons, this suggestion was unanimously voted down by our promotional and advertising committee. But friends, I do know that many of our satisfied listeners continue to refer to their Bowmatic as their Omatic, or even to refer to it affectionately as their good old. Now that, of course, is up to them. Now this brings me to the central control panel, which is conveniently located on the top of the unit, as you can see. Now the Omatic comes equipped with 3 speeds. You have your low speed, you have your high speed, and you have your overdrive. Now in low speed, or the action is designed for gently cleaning draperies, upholstered items, and other similar articles of a delicate nature. Now in high speed, or the action is designed for cleaning floors, walls, rugs, and for general utility. Now under general utility, we have a number of unique and distinctive features that are exclusive with the Bowmatic. For example, cooking odors. You can't escape them. Now, it is very simple to use the Bowmatic in such a way as to completely eliminate such odors by putting the hose out the window, flip the control to high speed, snap the switch, and the atmosphere is immediately cleared. Or let us say that you are bothered with that bane of the American householder, a clogged drain. Now, the Bowmatic can be used in such a way as to completely eliminate the need for that unsanitary, unwieldy old household stand by the plumber's friend or plunger by simply placing both hoses simultaneously at the mouth of the drain in question. Then simply rock the control gently back and forth so that the action is roughly, and the drain is immediately cleared. And best of all, there is no need for those caustic, dangerous, potentially explosive chemicals that are so often sold under the name of drain cleaner. But in overdrive, aha, my friends, it is in overdrive that our superiority is so completely obvious. The super violent lends itself to so many different uses that I shall only have time to mention a few. For example, let us say you have some topsoil in your front yard that you want transferred into your backyard. No problem. Let the Bowmatic in overdrive do that job for you. Out of the front yard, into the backyard, and quick as a wink, the job is done. Or transplanting trees. Again, let the Bowmatic take over. Smaller trees or shrubs, from here to there. Larger trees, and already pruned of that excess foliage for a New Year's growth. Or let us say that your 6-year-old son or daughter is half a block down the street and you need them to come home in a hurry. No more shouting, calling, running down the block after them. Simply take very careful aim with your Bowmatic, flip the control to overdrive, snap the switch, and quick as a wink, the little monster standing right beside you. Now, conversely, friends, let us say that a gentleman or lady, a salesman like, say, Kevin Kennedy back there, should come to your front door. Now, don't just slam the door in his face. That's rude. That's discourteous. And besides, if he already has his foot in the door and you try to slam it, you could injure him, and then he could sue the living daylights out of you. So what do? Very simple. Simply take very careful and surreptitious aim with your Bowmatic, flip the control to overdrive, snap the switch, and he's back at United's home office in Cincinnati, being chewed out by the General Conference of Elders before he knows what's hit him. Well, now, friends, I see that my time is just about up, in more ways than one. So on behalf of my sponsor, the Punxsutawney Manufacturing Company of Oswego, Michigan, a division of the Wishy-Washy Washing Machine Company of Walla Walla, Washington, whose motto is never thou shalt, is fast becoming a worldwide household phrase. Let me extend my very deepest appreciation to each and every one of you standing here for your very kind and courteous attention, and say to you once again, thank you, friends. Have a good day now, and now, once you get through at the fairgrounds, you have, if you're going home, you have to, more often than not, negotiate a few traffic lights. Now, how many of you remember the old-fashioned kind of traffic light where the cycle goes from green to yellow to red and then turns around and goes from red to yellow to green? Not very many of them. You haven't lived. Well, Paul Stuckey of Peter, Paul, and Mary, in addition to being a fine musician, was also a brilliant comedian. And he came up with a story about a sporting event that took place at a traffic light. It involved two characters. Mr. Businessman, who drove a four-door family sedan, you know, black wall tires, automatic transmission, and seated next to him in a 1941 gray primer-coated Ford with its rear end about 2 inches off the ground, tomato cans for mufflers, with his back to the driver's seat, left hand draped over the steering wheel, right hand gripped onto the gear shift lever, a sneer on his lips sat the kid. And he comes up to the light like this. Zoom, 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 boom, 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 boom. Well, Mr. Businessman has just had his bands tightened, you see, and come to think of it, since many of you don't know what I mean by having your bands tightened, I better explain that. The bands are the rings in an automatic transmission which actually perform the gear change. Let me give you an example. This is the sound of a car with tight bands. That's about what you expect to hear, right? Now, by contrast, this is the sound of an automobile with loose bands. Well, Mr. Businessman has just had his bands tightened, you see, so he thinks that he is going to show the kid a thing or two. In the meantime, the kid, zoom, 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 has inked these two fingers up over his left arm. That's the universal sign language among teenagers for drag racing. Some of our older members may remember that Winston Churchill did this during the war years, during World War II, which everyone assumed meant V for victory. But actually, if you'll also recall, Winston Churchill smoked cigars, right? He used to hold it in here, right? And occasionally he would turn to his friends on the stage and say, "Want a drag?" See, and the kids picked it up. The light changes from red to yellow, and Mr. Businessman, disguised in this case as Tim Spaulding, decides to get very daring. He pulls the automatic transmission down into low. He puts one foot on the brake. Still holding the foot on the brake pedal in order to get that extra fast start, he pulls the automatic transmission down into low and pushes down on the accelerator pedal 5 inches. The car is now internally hemorrhaging. And he knows he is going to have another band job. Oh boy, is he going to have another band job. But he is not about to let the kid show him up. Then suddenly the light changes to green and Mr. Businessman is off. Tires squealing in protest. He's really getting on up there. 80, 90, 95, 96, 97, 98 miles an hour. He looks outside the window, and the kid's not even there. You know what is there? Wow, 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 wow. He looks in the rearview mirror, and the kid's still back at the corner. He never races anybody. He just sits there and scares the living daylights out of everyone he meets, that's all. Goodbye now.
I'm not getting the flu, guys. Listen, it's going around. You can never be too careful, okay? All right, so are we awake? Yeah, what? I can't hear you. Are you awake? Yeah? Okay, well, if you're not, this next act, it'll wake you up. We have been blessed to have Skip Martin, Bernard, Michael, and Chris do a nice song for us. I don't know what the song is about. They did not tell me. All I know is that it's called Merry Minuet. By the Hillbilly Highlanders.
We require a slight bit of setup time, so I'm going to entertain you just a wee bit.
Hurry up, Angus. They're almost going to fall asleep.
So, I've only just recently come to America. What a wonderful country. But I got to say, the creatures that you have here are a little bit crazy. I was walking with some dear friends. We were out in the woods. All of a sudden, this giant animal comes out in the middle of the trees, giant horns on it. I looked at my friend, I was like, what in God's name is that? He looks at me with the deadest face. He says, my friend, that's a moose. I looked at him like he was crazy. I said, if that's what your moose look like, I'd hate to see a rats.
That's right, Angus. You tell them out here in the woods got all kinds of Sing us, let's go.
Well, good evening. This is for Rianne and her fiance, who is right here on the front row. Come on. Up. Rianne's fiance. Okay, this is for you, so you'll know how to treat Rianne. Diane and I were in Memphis one day, and we were walking downtown, and we walked by this restaurant that had the most lovely smell from the food that was being cooked in the kitchen you have ever smelt in your life. And Diane said, wow, that smells good. So, being the dutiful husband I am, we walked past it again.
That's a good husband. Hey, you got that right.
This song is from the 60s. So am I. And the words from the 60s, it's such a shame, but the same things are happening today. So here we go. It's called the Merry Minuet. They're rioting in Africa. They're starving in Spain. There's hurricanes in Florida. And Texas needs rain. The whole world is festering with unhappy souls. The French hate the Germans hate the Poles. Italians hate Yugoslavs, South Africans hate the Dutch. And I don't like anybody very much. But we can be tranquil and thankful and proud, for man's been endowed with a mushroom-shaped cloud. And we know for certain that some lovely day, someone will set the spark off, and we will all be blown away. They're rioting in Africa. There's strife in Iran. What nature doesn't do to us will be done by our fellow man.
Well, now y'all know. You don't have to come up asking us what you got under that kilt. Now you know. Because real men wear boxer shorts. And geeks like me wear underoos.
You know, I question how I came out like I did. That was very entertaining. Thank you, guys. And Skip's legs. Let's talk about those gams, guys. Yeah. Who knew? All right. Next on our list, we have a stand-up by Miss Alyssa Witt. Is Miss... No? Never mind. Just kidding. Scratch that. I didn't say that. That's not who's next. Next, we're going to have our last act, actually, and this one's a dedication to his beautiful wife. Mr. Todd Destin is going to be singing One in a Million.
This is a long overdue song. We've been married 14 years. And I would be crippled without Regina. Might take me a while to find this. You know, I remember reading in Genesis 2 that Yahweh breathed the breath of life into Adam. I'm just wondering what happened when he breathed the breath of life into Tom Nickel. I think he might have spent a few seconds too long.
Love had played its games on me so long, I started to believe I'd never find anyone. Doubt had tried to convince me to give in, said you can't win. But one day the sun came a-shining through, and rain had stopped and the skies were blue. And oh, what a revelation to see someone was saying I love you to me. Oh, chance of a lifetime, and life sure compassion sent to me a stroke of love. Gold you, one in a million you. I was a lonely man with empty arms to fill, and then I found a piece of happiness to call my own. Now life is worth living once again, for to love you to me is to win. Chance of a lifetime, and life showed compassion and sent to me a stroke of love called you. One in a million you. One in a million. Chance of a lifetime. And life showed compassion and sent to me a stroke of love called you. One in a million you. One in a million
Well, isn't that just the cutest thing you've ever seen, Travis? Thank you so much, guys, for coming out. It's been a blast. And let's go ahead and give all the people who performed tonight a standing ovation, please, because it takes a lot to get up here and perform in front of all of you. And I think for the first time that I've been hosting this, we're actually ending this on time. So can we get a round of applause for that, too? All right, guys, again, thank you so much. I am your host, and have a great night.